Hey, what's going on, everyone? We'll get started here in a few. We're going to give everyone a chance to join, and then we'll start our session. So just hang tight. All right, we'll go ahead and get started, and whoever joins up can join up. We are recording this so they can catch up. So what's going on, everyone? We are a little bit later today than usual. Paul popped a call on us. Hopefully you guys are on the call at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And he talked a lot about the blockchain stuff. So if you guys are following anything about Revo, we are the first rideshare company that is built on the blockchain. And you have an opportunity to participate in the blockchain by purchasing nodes. And then if those nodes you host out there either online or on your own personal laptop or whatever other computer device, and then you can earn rewards and tokens. So all of that is coming here very, very soon. Paul even showed us his back office of all of the nodes that he has, all of the tokens that he's earned so far, even what those tokens are worth today. So it was a lot about just the blockchain stuff. Unfortunately, there was a cap on that call, so there were some people that weren't able to make it in. And I know that Paul said that he is not going to be sharing that call or recording that call. I don't know if he did or not, but he also posted in his Facebook page that he's going to do another makeup call for all the people that couldn't get in after it went past 100. And then we are working, hopefully, to be able to start doing these on our link soon, which is one of our other blockchain projects. So for those of you that are new and you don't know me, my name is Alex Scar. I've been with Revo Rideshare since the beginning. I've actually known Paul Michael for over 22 plus years. He was one of my original mentors when I was young. He took me under his wing, I think when I was about 19 years old, back when he lived out here in Arizona with me. He used to live in Scottsdale, and we did a lot of business together. He gave me a lot of mentorship over the years before he ended up moving to Florida. So since then, we've gotten into a few other business ventures together, including a food delivery company called Snap Delivered. We did a lot of stuff with Snap Financial and some of the other Snap partners brands. And then this is our newest project with Revo Rideshare. So again, if you're brand new, that's who I am. I have also been a rideshare driver for a long time, not for the past couple of years. This was probably about 6 years ago or so now. But I had thousands of rides under my belt. I drove for both Lyft and Uber, so I know both sides of the table. And some of you guys are still rideshare drivers today. I know Jeff Trills is. I know quite a few other people that are on this call are. And you've seen the evolution of rideshare over the last couple of years, or de-evolution for us rideshare folks that are on that side of the table. It's been a great ride for the actual rideshare companies because they're actually posting profits now, but they're doing that on the backs of all of the drivers and charging the customers way, way more. So if you guys have had a chance to look into Revo or start building your teams, we're now open in over 40 cities nationwide, and we've just started doing business March 1st. So that's a fast expansion in a short amount of time. And we're doing rides in about 30 of those cities. Some of the cities we opened up and we haven't done any rides yet, but it's all dependent upon who opens that city. And it is 100% on you. If it's going to be, it's up to me. That's what Paul taught me back in the day. So if you want your city to do well, you got to hustle. You got to figure that out. You got to go do marketing. Once you open your city, that just starts the game. So everything getting to the point to where you open is all preseason. But once you get that thing open, that's when the game really starts. That's when the season starts. That's when you got to go out there and start marketing, start hustling, start building your team, start getting more drivers, heading up events, getting in with organizations, and doing whatever you can to spread Revo within the city. And if you're not doing that, if you're expecting other people to do that, or if you're just bringing in drivers and expecting them to bring in customers, it may not happen that way unless there's some kind of notable leadership in the city. If they know your face, if they know your email, your voice, your meetings, and everything else that's going on, that is the best way to be able to start spreading Revo. Jeff Trill is a fantastic example of that. He opened up Georgia, Atlanta area, but he's been super active. He created his own Facebook group for his drivers. So that's a place where he can communicate with all of his drivers to make sure that they downloaded the app, to make sure they know all the updates, to make sure that they get updated with their app.revoride.com so they can start receiving rewards. He's actively helping out in a lot of the WhatsApp groups, and he's posting all the time on his own personal pages, but he's doing what is needed to be done in order to grow his area. There's a lot of other people that are doing the same thing. Rodney Bush out in Nashville, he's actually opened up, I think, 3 or 4 cities now, but they're getting more and more rides every single day. And Rodney actually passed the 500 direct referral mark. So I don't know a lot of people, if any, that have gotten over 500 direct referrals. And maybe some of you guys are out there, but just kind of hiding in the shadows. But he has been constantly at it since day one. And he talks to anyone within his 6-foot radius. If you're within talking distance to him, he's going to tell you about Revo Rideshare. But that's the kind of stuff that you have to do to be successful. Same thing with Kevin Steele out there in Redding, California, small little town, but he has all of the rideshare drivers basically working with him. And then we have all of them that are actively going after customers or already doing Uber. And they just say, hey, have you heard of Revo? It's a new rideshare company in town. It helps not only save you money because you pay less, but we get paid more too. And it's better for everybody. Why don't you download the app? Here, let me give you my QR code, or you can scan the flyer that I got in the back seat. Let's walk you through this. Let's go and get you set up in the app. Okay, now let's go and get you in the back office, show you where your links are. And that's how you're really going to drive this thing. I got a lot of people that just simply pass out flyers everywhere, or as they get a customer in their car, they'll be like, hey, just scan that link and then just sign up, and then you'll be a part of the revolution. But they don't actually walk them through that. And I don't know about you, but there's a lot of people, I've done it all the time too, where I scan something meaning to go back and be like, all right, I'm going to go sign up for this later. I'm just a little busy right now, but let me go ahead and scan that just to make sure that I can get back to it later. And then lo and behold, I restart my phone, or I get busy, or I forget, and then it gets lost or buried, and then I don't ever do it. And then whoever tried to sign me up, I never signed up. And that happens all the time. And I get people like, I don't know, I gave my code out to like, 20 people the other day, and I only saw 3 people come through. There's something must be broken in the system. I'm like, did you walk and ball through the whole entire process? Or did you just have them scan your code? No, I just had them scan my code, and they said that they would do it. They're not going to do it. You can't just trust that people are going to do that kind of stuff. And some people will just placate you and say, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that until you leave. And they're like, I'm not doing that. So you got to walk them through it. You got to take them through this step. You got to take this seriously, and actually try to help these people get signed up. Walk them through and be like, hey, I'm your local liaison. Let me show you how this works. Let's get you signed up. Great. You're all registered now. Now you're going to get an email. Let's go check your spam. Let's make sure that you accept that, and that verifies your email. Great. Now you actually show up in my system. I got an email saying, congratulations, so-and-so is now a brand new rider. Great. Now let's go and show you where your referral links are, or you can even take them directly to the apps. Okay, now you're a customer. Let me show you how to go and download the app. Let's open up your app store. Let's go and pull up the Revo app. And there's 2 apps. So again, they might download the Revo driver app thinking that's the first Revo that they see, but they're a customer, and that's going to do them no good. And then they're going to get lost. And they're like, oh, this is stupid. It doesn't work. You got to take the time to walk them through it, or have some kind of a follow-up system that does that all for you. So whatever your method to your madness is, you have to have some kind of a plan. So no plan is a plan to fail. If you have some kind of plan of action, that's going to help you be more successful. So, but I wanted to talk a little bit about the blockchain stuff. If you own a node already, if you want to throw up in the chat, node, so that way we know how many node owners we got in the group. And then if you haven't purchased a node yet, right now I think they're around $3,500. They started off at $2,500. Every 100 nodes that we sell, the price goes up $100, and it's gone from 2,500 up to 3,500. So guess what? That's a lot of nodes that we've sold so far. So purchase your Win node if you want to be part of the Connect blockchain. If you just want to be part of the Connect portfolio, you can still get Win nodes for $500. They're $2,500, but there's a coupon that knocks it down to $500. So take advantage of that as soon as you can. And if you are saying, I don't have any money right now, I don't have spare money, I can't buy nodes, I want one, but I don't have the ability to purchase one right now financially, or whatever the situation is. Go and sell other people nodes. Go and sign up other people on Connect. Let them know that, hey, Revo Rideshare is the first rideshare company built on the blockchain. We have one of the best blockchain wallets, or digital wallets, available through the Connect platform. You can not only learn about Revo, which is our blockchain, but we have a bunch of other projects in there that we like too, that you can learn about. There's an academy that's free, and it's completely free to sign up. So why don't you go and check it out? And then if you decide that you would like to participate, then you can go ahead and buy the nodes. But every time you sell a node, you're going to get commissions. So I just cashed out, I think, like $3,500 worth of commissions, because I sold a bunch of nodes. I think it was over like $50,000 worth of nodes. But I got some commissions off of that. And I also have people on my team that are selling nodes. So if you want a node, you're going to do whatever you can to get those nodes, because like Paul mentioned in the call earlier, for those people that got in early with Gala Games and they bought the nodes for pretty cheap, or the guy that purchased one node and then used his profits from that node, from all of the tokens and stuff he got, to purchase other nodes, then eventually he got up to 11 nodes and he made over $10 million with those nodes. And I think he's building some $3 million house or something that he never would have had if he never would have taken the chance to buy the node. So if you want to participate, then do what you can. Learn about it at least. Go to the Connect Academy. Learn about all blockchain stuff, all cryptocurrency, what you can and can't say when you're out there trying to pitch stuff. So if you're on Facebook or any of these other places, right? Hey, buy a Revo node, and then you go to the moon and all this other stuff. That's a big no-no. You can't say that kind of stuff, because we can't make any kind of promises. We are regulated by certain 3-letter agencies that make sure that we say the right things, or don't say the wrong things, to make sure that we keep our noses clean. But all of that is outlined completely in your Connect Academy in your back office. Just to get your wallet set up, you have to go through some compliancy training. And they even have an AI bot called Cat, the Cat bot, which does all the compliancy stuff for you. You can actually put in there, hey, I'm going to post this on my Facebook page. Is it compliant? And it'll say, no, you can't say that. You should say it this way. Or it'll say, yes, that's perfectly compliant. And then you can go post and know that everything's going to be good. But they also have a lot of compliant resources and stuff that you can post, whether it's videos or flyers or different links to different things that are shareable. But that already has things that you can say because it's already said by people that went through that process. So if you're not taking advantage of the nodes, I highly suggest you do that. So, but I wanted to give some people a chance to talk. I know we've been opening up quite a few cities over the last couple of months. I think we're up to 40 cities now, 30 of those-ish that are doing rides. We have a lot more cities that are slated to open. So I wanted to talk to some of the people. I know we talked to Jeff Trills. He's doing a fantastic job out there in Atlanta. But we also have people out there like Rodney Bush, who, again, has been around since the beginning. He just hit 500 direct referrals. He has, I think, 3 cities open in Tennessee, and they're doing more and more rides every single day. So I wanted to give Rodney a chance to kind of talk about what he's doing as far as how did he get to 500? How is he getting his customers? How is it going? What's good? What's bad? And what's everything else? We also have Kevin Steele, who's joining the call right now. He's out in Redding, California, but he also opened up that area not that long ago, and that's one of our most successful cities, and he's in a tiny town. So if you guys are out there going, my city doesn't have that many people, it's not that big, it's probably not going to do very well. He's one of our most successful cities right now, and he's in a small town, but people in small towns need rides, even if it's not far, because the town's not that big. You still have people that need to get around besides riding around in the tractor or whatever to get to the grocery store. So it's all possible. You just have to get out there and do it. So Mr. Rodney Bush, I'm going to give you the ability to talk. Did you raise your hand? If you can raise your hand, that would be up. There you are. I see you. Give me a second. All right, Rodney, are you there?
I am.
Perfect.
Hello,
I'll give you
everyone.
a chance, about 10, 15 minutes. We'll give you a chance to kind of introduce yourself. Tell us how you got to 500. Tell us how you got your, city open. How's that's going, good and bad, and then we'll let Mr. Kevin Steele come in. So I'll shut up and let you talk.
Thank you, Alex. I'm glad to have been here with you from the beginning. And I have a lot of thoughts that come to mind based on what you said. I go back to the fact that we all started with one referral. The question is, how do you get to 500? You get them one at a time. I spend a lot of energy every day, everywhere I go, everything I do. I carry cards, I carry flyers. I've got a flyer that's about, it won't show it on the, there it is, kind of shows, maybe, but it's about 5 inches by 4 inches. And it's got the details of what to do when you sign up. My card has the referral code. My flyer has the referral code. But I make sure I do what Alex said earlier, and that's make sure that I tell them to look in your junk or your spam once you get to the email part of registering. We all know the steps. If you're here, you probably know the steps. But the one thing I make sure of that I have that discussion. I know for a fact that I've signed up people that have scanned the QR code, they filled out the form, they've got the text message, but they never open their email. There's probably, for me, a couple dozen, if not even more, that due to poor communication on my part, maybe I didn't know at the time, but whatever it may be, I'm going to double stress what Alex said, that you want them to show up in both places. That means in your back office and in your mail. You get an email. You know that if you've signed up anybody, you get email every time somebody signs up. So if you're talking to somebody and they say they signed up, the first place to look is in your email and see if they showed up there. It's not always absolutely instant. Sometimes there's a little bit of delay, but it always comes in. So if they're in your email, they should be in your back office. If they're not in your back office and they're in your email, I had a very unusual circumstance this past week where I signed up somebody, or he found me and registered, and we went round and round. He never showed up in my back office, but he showed up in my email. Come to find out, he had actually registered 6 months ago, or when we first started. And people can't register twice. So if somebody's been registered before, the person who registered that person, you belong to that person. You can't be swapping around. Besides flyers and flyers, As you can see, what I'm wearing right now is the hat and the shirt. I have about a half a dozen shirts to make sure that I have a clean shirt, so that when I go out, no matter where I go, I'm representing, representing. So on the back of the shirt, it says Revo Rideshare. On the hat, as you'll see here and here, it says Revo. In my ideal world, I want to get a shirt or shirts that say Revo Rideshare on the front. Maybe even the cap would have both the logo, the full logo. Another thing I do is I advertise in multiple ways, a lot of different ways. Craigslist, I have a local sales network page. Most of us advertise on Facebook. Yes, I have a Twitter account. I have a YouTube channel. And one of the guys, I don't know if he's in here tonight, Medina, is great with YouTube. YouTube does matter. You will get viewers. You will get hits. You will get people who register. Everybody who has a Gmail account has a YouTube channel. Did you know that? If you don't, you do now. And Reddit, something I've learned over the last couple of months or so is Reddit's a great place to advertise and to comment. I think the big word about marketing for us is commenting on anything. There's a lot of Facebook groups you hear about all the time. You find your Uber, Lyft, Facebooks. Even if you're not a driver, if you can get in there, if you can get approved somehow, you don't want to go in there and run an ad. You don't want to go in there and post a link. You want to go in there and comment, get a conversation going. That's the short thing. And I know that Jeff Thrills is totally great at all this. He's not just a doer, he's a trainer, and good to have him. I was really excited that I was able to give him a Revo ride when we were in Florida about 3 or 4 months ago. Signage, posters. I've got my car decked out. On each door, it says Revo Rideshare. It has my websites. On the front of my car, at the very beginning of the hood, I have my QR code. On the back, I have my QR code and I have my websites. I have a big QR code on my windshield. And just like Jeff, I've seen he's got his car totally decked out too. If you walk beside his car, behind or front, you know there's something going on. There's something new in town. So just like I've heard Jeff say this, and of course Alex said it, but when I get around anybody, it doesn't matter what the environment is. They could be getting in my car or I could be walking to the cash register. It doesn't matter where I'm at. Do you use Uber or Lyft? That's what I say. Or, and sometimes I throw in, or any type of ride share. And if somebody says, no, I never do, then we're kind of done with that part of the conversation. But the other side of the coin is, do you like helping people? Do you like making money? You can twist that. And now you can talk to them about being a referral partner. Everybody can be a referral partner. So I do that. And I get people like that. And the one thing I'm going to kind of end with my part of the talk is this. The value of one person, one rider. When you realize that one person is worth hundreds of dollars a year in your pocket, when you do the math and think about it, you'll realize, why should you talk to everyone? Why should you offer this to absolutely everyone? One ride, let's talk about this. If you earn $1 per ride, it's not about what that person does. It's about what they do. So in my network, I watch it every day. I'm up to 501 now as of the last hour. I got one more when I went out on a ride recently in the last hour. On my second level, which is really just blown up. And you think, well, when I tell you this number, it's like, wow. But I have, let me get to that page and I'll give you the exact number. And I show this to people too, that I'm asking to be referral partners. I'll ask them to actually go to network. And then you have to go to the bottom of the page. I have a total in my network on the 2nd through the 5th level of 4,520 people. And I tell people this, but I don't tell you to impress you. And you might have heard this. I tell you to impress upon you the value of that one person. My 501 people on my 2nd level has turned into 1,675 people. Do the math. If you took the number 4 times 500, that'd be 2,000. So it's about 3.5 people. So my 500 are referring about an average of 3.5 people. And when I look at my 3rd level, I have over 1,000, 1,082, level 4, 863, 5,900. You can't stop the snowball. It's just impossible. So my results daily, if I have a 0 day, I hardly ever see that. I don't have a day of 0. Usually it's 1 or 2 on a bad day. but on a good day or better day, my high number is 8. But when you think about, even if you only refer 2 people a day, somehow, for the next 365 days, you don't have to use that exact number, but think about that. Even 300 days, taking days off, right? If you have to, but 2 times 300, that's 600 people a year. It's impossible not to have my numbers if you do that. It's just a couple a day. So have some days where you do more, some where you do less, and decorate yourself, your car, your internet, your everything, and do what we do. I want to say a very special congratulations to Arthur Mungo, better known as Art. I've known Art now for about 4 years, referred him to the original company, Snap, and I saw where just recently Art had his first ride. That's a big deal, getting your first ride. I remember getting my first ride months ago. I'm going to tell you the other thing in closing. One more thing. Everybody can't do what I do, but I've been fortunate to refer people in Miami Airport, Fort Lauderdale Airport, West Palm Beach area, Atlanta, Chattanooga, Nashville, and more recently, I got a ride for a rider to go from Nashville all the way to Sevierville, Tennessee. And it paid me $166. But the short story is, I wound up at the Nashville airport recently, and I'd never seen the Knoxville airport.
Oh, that's
And all they had was a lineup of cars, like side by side. And I went to every car as much as I could until I got my next ride and felt like it was time to go. But I put out at least, or had about 12 conversations. When you do that, you're going to have results. It's great to be a part of the team. We're all equal. We're here to grow this thing. It's happening, and happening strongly. Like we keep saying, Atlanta, Georgia, Jeff is doing an amazing job. I want to hear you're doing an amazing job. Tell your amazing job. You know what your amazing results are? If you get one a day, you can get one a week, it's okay. But I look forward to hearing your stories as we continue. Back to you, Alex.
Okay, y'all. Everybody lay
Hey,
down.
all great points. I appreciate all of that. Let me mute a few people real quick. All right, cool. So what he said is he's just out there doing it. And if you look at your second and your third and your fourth and your fifth levels, that's where you can really kind of gauge how your pitch is or how your selling is. If you are 500 people on your front line, but then you have no one in your second line or your third line or your fourth line or your fifth line, that means you're not selling it where you're selling the vision and having them catch the vision and then go start pitching it and signing up other people. If you sign up a ton of people direct and then you got no one underneath that, you have to, start looking at how can I make this more about how it's in it for them, what's going to benefit for them. Hey, did you know that you can earn residual income just by, growing and sharing this? Just like I'm doing with you, you can go and do the same thing. What if you got involved with Uber when they first started off? Or what if you got involved with Tesla when they first started off? You're able to get involved with a company that's just barely getting off the ground, and they're paying you residual referrals just for bringing people on. Here, let me sign you up. It's free. Let me show you how to get to your links. That's also free. Your back office is free. And let's go and do this together. You want to go build a captain's group. Like a captain is just someone that's in your team or your organization that vibrates at the same level of business and the same level of enthusiasm as you. They want to go out there and they want to push this, build this, disrupt, and do everything to take advantage of this opportunity. Like, Tony always says, it's one thing to be in the right place at the right time. It's another thing to take massive, immediate action and take advantage of that opportunity. There's so many people, I've been there. I could have bought in Bitcoin when it was, 10 cents or whatever, and I didn't do it. And I regret it to this day. But if you don't take advantage of an opportunity, and it's always going to be a risk. Anytime you get involved with anything, whether it's blockchain or new companies or anything, you always have a risk that, maybe it's not going to pan out, but there's always that risk that it will. And if you have the right people leading it, and if you have the right story, and if you have the right mission, it's going to have a lot better chance of doing that. But you have to be able to convey that to other people. And you're going to be able to gauge that by how big are your other levels. And if you don't have 5 people underneath you, because that's how you maximize a pay plan right now, you have to have 5 managers underneath you, and then you have to be pushing out so much volume. So you got to find your 5 people. If you don't have your 5 people yet, and you haven't started building your team, start putting together a plan of like, who are 5 people in my direct circle of, friends and influence that I think would be good at this. I think would get this, and I think we could work well together. And go start building that. And then tell those 5 people, all right, here's what you need to do. You need to go and find your 5 people. Let's go who's in your circle. And maybe you guys share circles. And maybe you're like, hey, what about Tom? He's both of our friends. We go off together. I signed you up. You guys seem to be closer friends. Why don't you go sign up Tom? And then you can start helping him build his team. So, but that's what this is about. It's about a team sport. It's about helping each other out and growing this thing, which is why we have this call and why we have people sharing their experiences and their stories and what works and what doesn't work. Is so some of you guys that are sitting on the sidelines, or maybe some of you guys that are in the game, but just don't know how to really excel to the point where you're going to be, successful at the top of your game, then take notes from the people that are, and then try to mirror what they're doing. So Kevin Steele, I know that you just jumped on, and I know you said you're going to be doing a ride here soon. So I don't know if you have time to chat for a couple of minutes. If you do, feel free to unmute yourself and talk. If not, I know I saw a couple other people that came in that can share as well. We'll give Mr. Steele about a minute. Again, he said he might be on a call, or on a ride. And then Mr. Ryan Lindstrom, while we're waiting for Kevin Steele, you just had some events out there in Washington. You want to share how those events went, how many people showed up, what went well, what you think would be good for other people to do when they're starting to schedule events out? I'd love to get your input.
Well, I won't say that they were as successful as we had hoped, but that's kind of an expectation when you're starting something brand new. So I guess that would be the biggest takeaway is just don't set your expectations too high. Especially when you're doing something brand new. But Paul always says, even if it's 1, 2, 3, just a few, one is better than none, right? So yeah, we had some great events. We had a few people show up, made some good connections. I mean, I guess all in all, I got some more, the most thing is I got some, one-on-one time with Paul to pick his brain and kind of see what the bigger vision is of what we have going on. And don't sit back, guys, get to work, get to it. What's in store for this is just sky's the limit. But as far as like events, like I said, don't set your expectations too high. Make sure you confirm your guests if you're gonna try to have big events where guests are coming out. But all in all, I mean, it was a good time. Had some good time with Paul, and yeah, pretty excited to launch, to expand into the Pacific Northwest.
Nice. Yeah. So, and guys, events, they are always going to be tricky. And that's why building a team is always going to be key to be successful. And I've been in, network marketing for a long time. And a lot of times you have people come like Paul to come and speak, and it's up to you to go and fill the room. If you try to do that by yourself, you may not get the best results. But if you have a team of 5 people and they all have the same vision and they all have people on their teams, and you can come with even a team of 25 people that are already see the vision and they're already there, but they can start inviting people that they know. And if you have, 20 to 25 people that are part of your team and they're all inviting people, maybe you get 30 people and only 5 other people show up, but it still looks pretty good if you got 30 people in the room versus 6 people in the room. You want to make sure that your captain, your team, and all of your drivers and everyone that is interested in the referral program is at these events. And sometimes it doesn't always work out schedule wise because some people are all over the place. But if you have a good enough working team and you give it enough runway, and I know Ryan had some that pop-up stand, which I'm probably gonna go build one of those myself, but that was awesome. And he shared the template for that little pop-up stand. So if you guys do events, you should go get, a tablecloth, a pop-up stand, some cards that you can pass out, go and be part of like a home and garden show or, whatever, and go set up a booth, just like you're a vendor or anywhere else. go auction something off. Go auction off like a Rebel mug or a hat or something. But you got to start building some kind of traction and organization in your area. So, but I mean, you had 3 events. I know I've seen some rides coming in through your areas, and I know it's going to grow. I know the type of person you are, Ryan. So it's only going to go up. So right. Who else we got? Oh, Kevin, did you figure out he wasn't able to, he was having technical difficulties starting his video and stuff like that. Were you able to get that fixed? Maybe not. Oh, and Rodney just put in the chat. So yes, if you guys were part of the Tuesday call yesterday, Paul unfortunately was traveling and he shared a video and that video cut off. So what was supposed to be, I think, like a 10-minute video where he's talking about Hawaii and having a contest to, have people come out to Hawaii to, all the top producers and stuff like that. And then it kind of cut off. He's supposed to post that to our Facebook groups and to some of our other social media stuff, which I'm sure he's going to do here soon. He just got to Texas today. He's getting settled in, so I'm sure he's going to catch up with everybody. But yeah, there's going to be some contests, and it's going to be around production. So if you want to go to Hawaii, or if you want to take advantage of, even just building your teams and building an empire, you got to start doing it now. I mean, if you just, hey, I'm going to wait around until this thing starts popping off, or I'm going to wait around until everything's perfect and we have insurance and we have this and we have that, and until it's all there, I'm not going to get on, then you're going to be left behind, or you're going to get a late start, and you're going to have a lot of people that are going to be walking the stage or going to Hawaii, and unfortunately you're not. And maybe that's where some great relationships and some cool new promotions or some other things get announced. And that's an opportunity that you're going to miss if you don't, start it right now. So, hold on 1 second. We got some more people trying to join. Oh, no, we don't. All right. Well, I was going to have Kevin talk, but unfortunately, he's having issues. So anybody else that has opened up your area within the last couple of weeks, do you want to talk about what's going on in your city? I got Richard Hudson joining from Houston right now. But if you want to, share what's going on with your city, or maybe have some kind of input, hopefully positive things, please raise your hand. We'll give, maybe another, we're already over 30 minutes past. So let's, maybe give 1 or 2 other people a chance to talk. And then we can, wrap up and have a chance next week. It's getting later since we started later. So Kevin Steele is rejoining. Hold on. And Art Mongo, fantastic job getting your first ride. And that's the exciting stuff. That's where it starts. Go make your goal getting 1 ride. If you're a driver and your city's open, make it 1 ride. Tell one of your friends, one of your close friends, just be like, hey, do me a favor. Let's try this out together. Can you be a customer the next time you need to get a ride somewhere, even if it's like 2 miles down the road? Let's try this out together. Let me show you how it works. Let me show you the experience. Let's, make something happen. But if you can start with 1, maybe he likes it, or, she or whoever you give a ride to, and then you're going to, start snowballing from there. So, Kevin, are you able to talk now? I don't know if you're trying to do this from your phone.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Bam, there you are. All right, cool. Yeah, we hear you now.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'm in San Francisco right now. I just dropped someone off, so. Oh, I lost you. Oh,
Sorry,
can you
that
hear
was
me?
that was me. So yeah, so you opened up Redding, California just recently. It's a small town, but you're doing big things. So tell us a little bit about it. How you're growing, what your strategy is, how you're going to expand, and that kind of stuff. All you, Kevin. Did we lose you again?
Hey, Alex. Yeah, at the top of the screen, it said that he left.
All right. Anyways, he'll come back, or we'll get some other people to talk. So, anyways, Richard Hudson, you came in. I know you're in Houston. I've seen a couple of rides, and I've talked to a couple of people. So Richard Hudson He's in Houston. They opened up recently. They've done a couple of rides, but I've talked to a few people who set up some time in my calendar who found Revo through, his posts on social media on Facebook. No idea who he was, and they saw the opportunity and the stuff that he was posting. I'm not sure if he's using the My Done system or not, but he's been getting some people signed up in different cities. So that's
I've
that's
been
pretty awesome.
using several different systems. Can you see me? My camera looks like it's,
No, I don't see you.
oh, maybe I just
Yeah,
have the light on. Oh, you know what? We don't have
Oh,
light.
it's way too dark. I kind of see, but
Matter of
it's just,
fact, that's why I cut out. I was actually on the call and our generator, I don't know who's familiar with Houston right now, but we are without power. Have been for a couple days now. We just got water on back last night, so the struggle's been real here. But yeah, I've been posting and got Juana's Done system. I've been working it hard, doing flyers, everything I can do just to find out what's working. I don't believe we've actually got our first ride in Houston yet, but we've had 2 near misses. We actually had somebody that I handed a card to just last night was wanting to schedule a ride, and apparently they weren't able to get enough reception with the cell towers to actually register and get the app downloaded. But they called me directly and said, "Hey, I want to take a ride. I'm at this address. Can I get a rider?" And I asked if I could pick them up, and I was about maybe 3 hours away. So I said, "No, but I've got someone that can." She actually took the effort, went to the address to pick them up, and we had to tell her, sorry, they decided to walk because it wasn't that far. But very soon we're hoping to get our first ride in Houston. So we are
get some
open.
power on first, and then let's worry
Yeah,
about
that's
some
just
ride.
it. I was told even Buc-ee's has been sold out of gas by Uber and Lyft drivers down there. They're like, they're struggling just to get gas in their tanks to keep the stuff going. So and there's fighting over gas because power's out. So the stations that do have it may not be able to pump it. So there's generators running to pump gas even at the stations right now. So it's quite a different world out here right now. But I'm going to be hitting down hard as soon as I can. I'm an hour and 20 minutes north of Houston. So when I go down to work, it's 3 hours out of my day before I even start to work. So to say I'm dedicated is an understatement, but I've been working it.
But you've been out there marketing, and that's what
Absolutely.
really counts. And guys, if you're in a city that's not open and you have the ability to market either through My Done system, or if you know any other marketing avenues, market in the cities that are open. Help out those people. Go build their clientele, because just because you can't get rides in your own city doesn't mean you can't help other people get rides and still get paid. So looks like you're about to tell a ghost story, Richard Hudson.
Right? Yeah, I'm using like a flashlight from my phone because, like I say, we're out of power. So fortunately, we have water, so we can shower now. That's a good thing.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So we appreciate you sharing. I think that Kevin is now back with us. Kevin, you with
That's
us
cool.
once
I
again?
am. I can hear you now.
All right, third time's a charm. So we'll let you
Yeah.
talk, buddy.
Great. Yeah, so I'm currently in San Francisco. When I get a ride down here, I head up the airport, and then Tesla charging stations and car washes are great places to recruit drivers, especially if your town doesn't have an airport. My town in Redding is about 100,000 people, so we don't even have a waiting area. So car washes and Tesla charging stations are great ways to meet drivers. You usually will see they have an Uber or Lyft sticker. You can kind of profile them and tell that they're a driver. That's how I found a lot of my drivers. And I missed a lot of people speaking, but I got bits and pieces. Another strategy I have to be duplicatable is to teach other drivers and passengers how to log into their back office and click on the QR code button. And I usually just tell them to do a screenshot and save it to their photos so they don't have to log in each time. And then I explain to them the comp plan and how that they can make money off of it. So I've had a lot of duplication using that method. And then for some of my serious builders, I've actually gone ahead and helped them with business cards. So I won't pay for the business cards. But I'll design the business cards and put their QR code on it, and then email it to them so they can get it printed. So I've had a lot of success in duplication using those methods.
Nice. So, I mean, but again, you're in a small city. You've been doing a lot of rides. You've been, blowing up that area. I know even at nighttime, because I'm watching the panel sometimes, you got rides coming in pretty late. But it's just because you're building relationships. You're talking to people. You're getting your customers to book multiple rides with you, which is what you need to do. And you're building a team. And that's why you're being successful, is because you're doing all of those things. So, we appreciate you. I know you've been around since, before Revo was even Revo. You've been around in the Snap gang, and you've been, even in the Trip gang before that. So, you've been doing this rideshare thing for a minute. You're, got your Tesla, and you're, actively ride sharing every single day. So that's how you do it, guys. You just have to be out there and, hustling and, putting everything you can into it. So.
And a lot
All
of
right.
times when I am picking up people on the Uber and Lyft app, I'll ask them, hey, what time are you getting off of work if I'm taking them to work? Or if they go out to dinner, hey, what time are you going to be done with dinner? Or, we'd like for you to do a Revo ride home. And that's how I'm scheduling a lot of the rides. So I've only had a handful of truly organic rides that have just popped up. Other than that, I'm scheduling most of the rides. I do have a question. I don't know if we already went over it. When will we be increasing the hours? Because I've been doing a lot of having to turn down a lot of rides because of we shut down at 10. Are we going to do bar hours yet?
Yeah, so all that's going to be coming. We have to expand our team. We just have to make sure that we have enough cities that are able to support a late night team to, pay salaries and stuff like that. Because again, we have to make sure that every ride gets picked up. So if we have rides happening late at night, we have to have someone watching the panels to make sure that they call the fail-safe drivers if no one picks it up, and make sure to get those assigned. So I know you guys have some late night rides. I know Atlanta's getting close to going to full-time ride share. I know that I've had a couple of late night rides, and so has Rodney and stuff like that. But the more cities that we get with more rides and more things happening, that's going to start giving us more budget and stuff to go and bring in more people. We don't want to have a bunch of people sitting here late at night, 2 or 3 people on staff, and then we get maybe like one ride for all 40 cities, and then we're paying salaries without anything to really support.
And bar hours, I know in California, I think most places bar hours are 2. So maybe to like 2 or 2:30, and then or 3, and then maybe we could even shut down like 4, 5, 6. But I found a lot of people, especially they're going out to the clubs and to the bars. I've had a lot of success. I don't know if because they've got alcohol in them, but they're more apt to want to use the app, and they're relying on it versus like the going to work type people. I feel like there's a lot more people that go out and need to get a ride, especially when Uber and Lyft is putting the app in surge and trying to charge them like $60 to get home. So
yeah, well, let's get some more rides during the day, and then we will be able to expand. Someone's asking, Rinza. So right now we're open from 5 a.m. until 10 p.m. And then we shut off because we don't really have anyone to watch the panels after 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So Central is when Lisa and all them works. On the weekends, sometimes they'll have me watch the panels until 10 p.m. my time, which is in, Pacific, because I'm in Phoenix. So right now it's on Pacific. So, but yeah, good stuff. And like I said, once we get more rides and we can show that we're able to support having, a larger staff, then by all means, we'll start turning people on for full-blown ride share, and then we'll start doing late night rides. So.
And one more thing I want to let people know, it's great to share with your team the login for Revo to see your QR code. I know on the driver app on mainly all Androids, when you try to click on that, it bugs out, like it's flashing the map. I've seen that on at least 5 Androids. So it's really good to share with your team the exact login so they can get in, and customers so they can get their QR code until that little bug is fixed.
Yeah. And I mean, we have a lot of things that we're adding as far as the app goes. I know we've had, some issues and stuff, but I mean, just remember at the end of the day, we're a startup, so we're still ironing some things out. We're adding some new features and stuff, which sometimes, causes other glitches and issues, but we're working through them. So, I mean, please, if you guys have any issues with the app, record it, screenshot it, send it into support, let them know, be like, hey, this is what I'm seeing. We are right now kind of all the beta testers, and we're all the ones that are, bringing these things to their attention. So, let's try to help them out the best we can. So,
And I gotta go. I know I keep on saying one more thing, but also a good strategy is to talk to bartenders. I've been telling bartenders to tell their regulars to share with the QR code. And then I've also approached a few bars. I'm having some meetings later on to discuss putting QR codes at the tables. And I tell all the owners and the bartenders about the comp plan. So that's a good strategy too, to get more customers, is to approach bars and restaurants.
yeah, no, absolutely.
I've also approached and recruited a DJ the other night. So anytime you're at a party, there's a DJ, there's a bartender, hit them up. They do that for a living.
Yeah, same thing because I know they have trivia nights sometimes at different bars, or sometimes they have karaoke, and you have a DJ or someone that's kind of like emceeing the whole thing. So if you can get them signed up and maybe have them throw in a little plug, be like, hey, if you need a ride home tonight, call Rebel Rideshare, they'll get you a ride home, that kind of thing, then, definitely go and sign them up. Again, you got to just bring in more people. The more people the more, customers and influence that you can get, the larger your team is going to be. So I want to round it out. We are coming up on an hour here in about 10 minutes. So Mr. Lon Schultz, are you around? I know you just opened up Tampa recently. I know you've, I think, had a ride or two that you've done yourself. So if you wanted to have a chance to chat and let us know what's going on in Tampa, I know you had an event out there recently too. So.
Absolutely. Can you hear me?
Is that an AI picture of you in the background?
It's just an easier thing than to put like some type of
You
not
look like
okay, not cool.
look like a video game villain.
That's yeah. Oh, like a villain, huh? You want to see how weird AI is? I think he made this out of like, it looks like the waist is coming out of the neckline of a t-shirt.
Oh, that's weird.
That's extremely weird. AI is weird, dude. Like big time. So let me turn this off. How you turn it off?
All right.
No,
Anyways,
okay.
you opened up Tampa.
So
let's
yeah, so
talk about it.
yeah, absolutely. So definitely got to give it back to you, Alex, man. You always, you're a leader amongst leaders, man. Like anybody that is blessed to be on this call, hopefully they realize it, right? Hopefully they realize how big of a deal it is that you take your time, that you set up these things, that we build these things out nationally, right? So thank you for being such an amazing leader and such a consistent individual when it comes to these calls. So yeah, Tampa, I know where it's, man. All glory to God. So yeah, Tampa's cool. It's doing well. It's getting some rides. We just brought on a gentleman today. He's actually on this call. We brought him a new captain. I don't know if he's going to want to say anything, but if he wants to, he's more than welcome to. He's very familiar with the networking space and has over 20,000 rides in Uber. It's like a 98 or something. Like he showed me his stats, man. It was like unimaginable, like 4.9, like 98%, like success. Or I never drove Uber, so I'm not 100% sure exactly what it is, but I remember it was fantastic. It was crazy. But yeah, it was really good. But yeah, what we're doing, man, we're just focused on letting drivers know. I'm actually right now building out something in PowerPoint. I'll share it with you another time, but it's going to be something that we can have printable for the drivers to where they can put it in their back. So give me 1 second, Renz. I'll tell you. I'll put that information. Alex, can you put my number in the chat if you get a second?
Which one? You
So-
have like 6 numbers.
My main one, my 679 one. That's
All right,
appreciate it. So yeah, the back seat, right? Like I was talking to David. His name is David McPherson, amazing guy. And I also seen RJ in here. RJ is going to be launching Ocala soon. So if you guys know anybody in Ocala, it's gonna be lit out there. he's also been driving. He was one of the first drivers in Vegas for Uber, and David was actually one of the first drivers here, or in I think it's in Tampa, right? But since 2015. So this thing I'm gonna get it approved first, obviously. That it's gonna be in the back seat. It's gonna say, new ride shares, passengers save more, drivers make more, and it's gotta be your QR code. It's gonna have a space for you to put your QR code. It's gonna say 3 steps: scan QR code, confirm email, download app, and enjoy. Right, and it's gonna be nice and reveled out. Right, if we don't have one here, if we have one already, if somebody did this, please, put that in the chat. If not, then I'll get that, and I just got to get it approved. But the backspace, and I was talking to David. David said that basically he puts, people pay for their advertisement to go on your car, right? And it makes sense. You guys are IBOs in any sense of the matter. You have 1099s, right? And if you haven't got your SETC yet, definitely speak with the person that got you started. You need your SETC. There's money out there that you could possibly get for being a driver and a 1099 employee. Well, in the back seat, it's real easy to just put, and I'm going to laminate. So if anybody in Tampa, any of the drivers in Tampa, let you guys know, any drivers in Tampa that want to have their thing made, they can come to me. I'll actually plug it in and I'll laminate it at my shop. And I'll just, I'll give it to them so they can put it on their back of their car, right? Or the back seat of their thing so the rideshare passengers can see it. It's going to be a single page thing. But yeah, we're super excited, man. Tampa, like I can feel like we are on the cusp of like some crazy growth. And, it's only been a couple of weeks that we've been open. We've had some rides. It's been successful. I do have, Alex, you might be able to answer this because I never even put in a payment. I did some rides, but I never even put in a payment thing to get paid. Do you know if we get paid daily or weekly? Because David actually asked, and some other drivers asked as well. So I need to make sure I have the correct data.
You get paid daily. So the rides that I've done, and again, I've set up my Stripe. So if you haven't set up your Stripe yet, make sure that you do that in the back of your driver app. But I got paid the next day. I would do a ride, and the next morning the money would be in my account, and I didn't have to go and move anything or click anything. It just showed up in my account. So I think after the day they just deposited it, late at night or early in the next morning.
Got you. Yeah, I got to set up my Stripe. I haven't set up it. I have all the history of my rides and stuff, and I can show people, but I never set up the payment thing. So it's just like sitting in there, I guess. But yeah, so David, hopefully you heard that. If you heard that, put a 1 in the chat or just, let me know later. So I'm going to do that for here. And what I'm going to do is when I get this approved, I'll put it in the WhatsApp group for the captains, or I'll give it to Alex and he can, put it in there. It's just going to be a 1-pager. And if people have it already, please, I don't like reinventing the wheel. I'd rather work with and we modify and make stuff better. But if you guys know, if nobody has it, then we're gonna have it now. It's just gonna be to where you can tell your customers.
If you put in a template and people put in another template, people can kind of choose or customize and get ideas. So any idea is a good idea.
Cool deal. Yeah, I just gotta have like Lisa look at it probably. But yeah, not a problem. I just jumped into it. And yes, stuff like this before for other businesses and stuff, and I have a decent artistic side of things, so you guys will appreciate it. All glory to God. But yeah, so if anybody wants to connect in Tampa, let's do that. Right, we got probably 50-something drivers, I think, and David's also going to help out because he's bilingual. He said that he's willing to help out, in the form of a capacity of a captain, helping new drivers in their if they don't speak English, right? Because a lot of drivers don't speak English. So we're excited, man. We're super excited. If there's any questions for me, you guys have my information. If I don't answer a text message right away, please forgive me. I might not have heard it. If it's in like a minute and you need to speak with me, just call. Just call. I might be with a client, but I'll answer real quick and just say I'll call you right back, or send you a text back and say I'll call you right back. If I'm with a client. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. If you have any questions, fire away. Again, thank you, Alex. Rodney's crushing it in Nashville. Jeff's crushing it in Atlanta. I mean, let's build this thing out, guys, to where we don't have to worry about the people being underneath us. Like the gentleman I'm telling you guys about, he's not even on I think my 5th level. So I'm not even going to see any of that. But that's not what it's about. And I'm only sharing this with you to be more of an inspiration to show a rising tide rises all ships, right? We're going to continue to grow this thing. And if we continue to grow it with energy, with positive mindsets, with big picture thinking, the sky is the limit for this, guys. The sky is the absolute limit. I'm super excited. Let's crush it, man. Let's crush it. Sorry, back to you, Alex. You put your name back on.
All right, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Oh, Mr. Jeff Trills got his hand raised. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, family? I'm excited, man. I'm just pumped. Shout out to everybody that just shot me out, but I'm gonna see all of us dominate, right? So, but I had to come in and share this jewel real quick before the night's over. I started to talk to my friends and family about them going out of town. So I was like, okay, how can I dominate the times we're open until we're able to open up the night? And what I found out there's a lot of people that's going out of town that I know. And I'm asking them, are they going to go to the airport, or are they going to use rideshare to get them to the airport? And one guy, I got like 3 or 4 rides to pick up with him. He's going out of town 4 times. So a bar I want to share with y'all is text your friends and family or put a post on social media asking, like I'm in Atlanta, say, hey, my Atlanta family, who's going out of town this month or this year? And if you go out of town, where are you going to? And so that's basically what I did. So one of the guys, he said, I'm coming back from Puerto Rico on the 17th. So guess what? He downloaded Revo, and I'm going to pick him up on the 17th, right? Then he's going back out of town on the 20th. So guess what happens? We got another ride just for him alone, going back out of town on the 20th. He's going to use rideshare to go ahead and do that. So imagine how many people in your phone that's local that that you can say, hey, let me ask you a question. Are you going out of town? And whatever they say, I'm gonna set my alarm for 2 days before they go out of town to remind them to download the app so I can take them or have somebody else take them. And that goes for anybody who's not driving for Uber and Lyft and not driving for Revo. You can just say, oh, download this app, and we'll have one of our drivers come pick you up, right? And I'm telling you guys, we can build a nice revenue and a nice network of riders just by seeing who's going out of town this month or this year, and just put it on a date. And if you can't get the ride, somebody on the platform will get the ride. And that's just one simple way that we can increase ridership in our cities. So that's basically what my little 2 cents, my little 2.5 cents.
Nice. Appreciate you. So another thing that I just recently did, so I joined some drinking groups on Facebook, not because I want to drink, but because they're always posting events, and they have events all the time saying, hey, we're going to be out drinking here, or we're going there, we're going to be doing this event or that event. And it gives me an opportunity to let them know, be like, hey, by the way, we have a rideshare company that's, here local. I'd love to pick you guys up and make sure you get home safe. It's cheaper for you. It's better for me. And then you guys can all refer each other and, earn some money, which I get it. A lot of drinkers, want to drink past the 10 p.m., but there's a lot of day events and stuff going on too. So again, you just have to think outside the box of where you can find people that need rides. I know that I talked about signing up a blind guy at the grocery store the other day, and then Jeff Trills one-ups me and goes and signs up the whole blind organization of Atlanta or whatever. Great job one-upping me there, buddy. But that's what you got to do. You got to go and think outside the box. Who needs rides? I'm going to go sign them up. Who do they know that needs rides? And just get them to sign up. If you don't have a big enough circle, go find people that do and go start growing. But that's what it's all about. You got to start building your downline. You got to start making sure that your levels 2 through 5 have some pretty solid numbers and not just your level 1s. If you are out there and you are not open in your city yet, go help other people out. Go and get the My Done system. Go and do some Facebook marketing, some Craigslist marketing, some LinkedIn marketing. Go join, a lot of these other, national groups and stuff like that, and networking organizations, and go throw your, stuff in there, and then we can, work on getting a bigger organization. So, Lon, you got your hand up. I'll let you say one thing, and then we're going to close out. So
yeah, real quick, I just wanted to share, guys. I forgot to say it. And I don't know if it works for everyone. I'm pretty sure it will, though. When you get a ride and it's, you got 30 minutes, if you're ahead of time, you can message the client and say, hey, I'm in the, I'm closer in the area if you're available sooner. And let your customers know as well that they can do that with you. So if they book a ride and it's 30 minutes out, and they can message the driver and say, you know, hey, I'm available earlier if you are, in case you are, you know, because then that way it doesn't have to be a 30-minute wait period. You can just do that, and it can let them know it can be more instant style. You know, it's just at their convenience or at your convenience. That's all.
All good stuff. Yeah, and then so Jeff just put, join Facebook traveling groups. There's so many Facebook groups that you guys can join that aren't rideshare. I have been in a million rideshare groups trying to pitch Revo, and I've been kicked out of probably a million rideshare groups trying to pitch Revo. That's not necessarily the best place to go and, pitch that kind of stuff, because rideshare drivers have been beat up over and over again. And those groups are all about griping and bitching and moaning and, what's going to work, and everyone's going to shoot you down before you even get any kind of, inkling of Revo out there. Go join some non-biased groups that need rides or that you can go and network with. I've joined a couple of local networking groups, and they have like podcasts and other stuff, and they're always inviting, hey, are there any local businesses I would love to join my podcast, and we can give you a 15-20 minute shot at talking about your business. Go find those groups, but you got to go out there and hustle, build your organization, build your downline, build your network, and that's the only way this thing is going to be successful for everybody. So I appreciate everyone's time. Thanks again for staying on a little bit later. I know we started late and then we stay a little bit later, so for those of you guys that stuck on, and we have 30 people still on here, you guys are the hustlers. You guys are the ones that are going to be walking the stage and hopefully joining us all in Hawaii. So we appreciate you 100%. God bless. We'll talk real soon, and cheers, everyone.